Thank you for coming to Virtual Fly's seminar today at the right seat. Wanted to present Virtual Fly together with my colleagues here. I'll present them right away. And our aeronautical group, ERCAT Global. And we'll be going through all the products and services. And at the end, we hope to have time for a few questions. So first of all, present my colleagues here. First, Pera Casellas, Technical Director and Founder of Virtual Fly. I always like to say that Pera started off more than 15 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, with his simulator in a garage. And well, you know, when a story starts in a garage, it has to be successful, right? So we hope that happens with Virtual Fly. Then we have Pedro Sanchez, who is the CEO of Virtual Fly and the Aeronautical Club, the Aeronautical Group. And then Ed Valdez, I'm sure you know him. They might have. Ed Valdez is in charge of our certification processes at Virtual Fly, and well, flies the airlines, director of Cyprus Aviation College. And they are here with me for the questions after, and Ed will also talk about the certification itself. Virtual Fly has its basis, its root in the aeronautical group ERCAT Global, which has been in the market in Spain for over 20 years. And these are the three lines, as you can see: ERCAT Fly, Virtual Fly, and ERCAT Drone. ERCAT Fly and ERCAT Drone are national lines, and I'll simply explain very briefly what we do. And our international line is Virtual Fly for flight simulation manufacturing. So ERCAT Fly, we do UL and LSA distributions in Spain, and we're also a flight school for UL and PPL, which helps us a lot also at the other line, Virtual Fly. We do distributions for Dynamic WT9, for Aeropract, Legend 540, and we also have our own American distribution. I think you may know it. It's the Highlander Superstall by Just Aircraft. They're based in South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, this was just a month ago in one of our fairs there next to our headquarters, and that's what we do at ERCAT Fly. Moving on, ERCAT Drone does the same as ERCAT Fly, but in this case it's based in RPA, remotely pilot aircraft. We distribute an American company as well, X-Fold, and the X-Fold Spy, Dragon, etc. And we're also flight school for professional pilots in this fast-growing business. So we're here for Virtual Fly by ERCAT Global. So finally, after 15 years in the business, we are proud of one of the biggest, I'd say, range of products out there in the market. So up to 50 different products, including optionals from flight controls up to full motion flight simulators. You can check them all out in our booth 806 together with our partners Greg and Ken from Jetline Systems. In this case, in the picture you see here, this is the latest simulator we have, which is a on-top plus duo MEG full motion flight simulator that you see here in this picture. This is the picture from outside. So as you can see here, we changed from Virtual Fly by ERCAT Global to Virtual Fly North America. And why is that? Why is this change? Well, it's not a change. It's simply a new brand, but still Virtual Fly. So we've been in North America for many years as well, selling our flight controls, flight panels, and certified VATDs. But now we think something very important happened to create this new brand. The first thing is our new showroom, the first showroom in the States, which is an hour away from here, an hour and a half next to Tampa International, and probably a second showroom in the West Coast, that Edilberto will after talk about. Another very important thing why we created Virtual Fly North America is the two certified AATDs that we have in our booth, the Solo Pro A and Solo Pro G1, both AATD certified, and all the certifications that are coming up together with the team and Ed Valdez. So we will do a quick revision of the flight controls that we have here. I'll check the time just in case. Our flight controls this last 7-8 months have moved from high-end quality flight controls to even more high-end quality flight controls thanks to the Plus series. So what is the Plus series? A Plus series means basically a common change, which is the addition of magnetic contactless sensors. Okay, so that's versus the potentiometers that we used before. That's a huge change, and that makes all our flight controls very, I'd say, lifetime useful. An example I'd like to give is that we do strength tests in our premises in Barcelona. What we do is we push them to the limit with different machines, and we test them for as if a flight school has used them every day for 8 hours during 10 years. And we never put them out in the market until we've reached that premise, that goal. So let's see one by one a little bit what are the changes. In this case, you know, the rudder pedals, Hall effect sensors. Our friends at AFSBI approved our rudder pedals. They have pressure exerted sensors on the differential brakes, full metals, 3 different springs for different pressure depending on the airplane you're using on the simulator. Then we go with the Vernio. As you can see, you probably see now, but all our flight controls have a different name. So rudder pedals are Rudo. Our Vernio control is a Vernio. Our yoke is a Yoko. Okay, so Vernio is our TPM, throttle, prop, and mixture, designed from scratch. We took Cessna 182 and designed exactly the forces and the design that we saw in the aircraft, and we applied it to flight simulation. The famous TQ6 throttle, prop, and mixture. So full metal as well, D10 zone for reverse, feather, and cutoff. We sent that to our friends FS Elite, which are doing a great job, and they put us a 9.3, which is, I think, a good mark. Yeah, force adjustment as well. So a great product for the enthusiast and the professional markets. And then the Yoko. So Yoko Plus finally came out after listening for many years, I'd say. Everyone, all the feedback and inputs that we had about putting a physical hat switch, well, we made it a reality, and we brought the Yoko, standard Yoko, which is still available, to the Yoko Plus. Apart from the Hall effect sensors, which is the common change, we also have the 8-way hat switch, as well as a 12-bit resolutions with 4096 values, and a full new internal wiring. So that's the product that has changed the most of the range of flight controls. Now, it's something important that we always like to explain is that Virtual didn't start from flight controls up to flight simulators, but instead we created professional flight simulators, static and motion and certified, and we took what we get in the professional side, we got it and we put it into the enthusiast market. So that's why we get the high-end controls. In this case, these are our flight panels. We have the Solo A, which is an analog flight panel, Cessna 172 and 182. The Solo G1, which is a G1000, Cessna 182 and 72 flight panel, and our 2 touchscreen cockpits, apart from a new one that we're going to reveal now, and that is in our booth. So, Solo A for analog, it has the GNS 530 incorporated, including the Yoko and the TPM. The Solo G1, which is the Garmin G1000, this also includes the the Yoko and the TPM. And if you take the G1000 and get the PFD, MFD, and audio panel, you get the new BF G1000. Now the BF G1000 is really like the real thing, because we copied it from a real aircraft during 2 months. We got an aircraft, in this case 182, and we copied during a month in an airport next to our headquarters, all the forces in the rotaries, all the forces in the buttons, and everything to create this BF G1000. Now, going back to the BFG 1000, we have a desktop solution, and we also have a solution where you can get the PFD, MFD, and put it into your own flight panel. Important thing as well is going back to our flight panels here, something I didn't comment, but it's very important, is that we had P3D compatibility, FSX compatibility, and now we finally listened to the feedback, and actually this was the most important thing from the slide, and it's that we created the X-plane compatibility. The engineering team, Pera, and all the engineers have been working for many months, and we finally can say that as our flight controls before, all our flight panels and flight simulators are now 100% X-plane compatible, which is something that the community has been asking for many years, and we're happy to help in that way. As well as the G1000 coming back here, also X-plane compatible, and we have it with an X-plane 172 there to try out, so please come and try it out. Very quickly, Solo Airliner and RS is our touchscreen cockpits. So our touchscreen cockpits have up to, I'd say, not up to, but more than 8 different configurations, touching the gyro ADG, okay, the gyro adjustment. You touch there and you can change to a single engine twin engine piston, single engine piston, twin engine piston, turboprop, and even the Boeing 737. That can be with radio stack, which is physical on the right side, as you can see in the picture below, or you can remove that and you have the Solo Airliner and you have the radio stack on the actual touchscreen itself by touching the transponder button. Now, this has been a successful product for the professional side, but we wanted to create this for the enthusiast, so we can finally present our Solo GA. So Solo GA is our newest touchscreen, and in this case, it has the same as the Solo Airliner, but without the Boeing 737, and some of the switches have been removed as well. In this case, we have the engine start sequence, we have the lights, landing gear, all the radio stack included as well. And this can be used for 8 different cockpits, and the most important, it's half the price of the Solo Airliner. So that way we can reach as well the enthusiast community with a complete touchscreen solution. These are some of the screens that you can see, by the way, in the Solo Airliner, like the B-58, the Boeing 737 for the Solo Airliner, the Cessna 182, and the Mooney Bravo. Now, I would like Ed Valdez to come over because he will explain also a bit the certification process and the certified products that we have, which are the Solo Pro A, Solo Pro G1, and yeah, if you can explain what we have.
Thank you. On the Solo Pro A and the G1, we have gone through the FAA certification process. We have the QAG all done. We've had 1 evaluation, and like always, the FAA likes us to do a little bit more. So we have just a few little tweaks left, and we have our next and hopefully last evaluation coming up here in about a week or 2. So it gives us the round dial classic analog aircraft in the 172 and 182 RG, and then the G1000 also. So these will be FAA certified, give us 20 hours towards the instrument license and 2.5 hours for the private. It also enables people to stay current IFR so that you can do your 6 months and your 6 approaches and holding patterns and tracking and so forth, which is part of the requirement of being able to stay current. And now with the new regulations that have come out, you do not have to have an instructor with you. You can do it, on your own. So that'll be available both East Coast, West Coast, of course, to any flight schools, universities, anybody that wants to have a certified simulator, or actually AATD. During the evaluation, we always called them simulators like we do here, and the FAA kept reminding me, why are you calling them simulators? And they're ATDs. So, little terminology, but official terminology with the FAA.
Perfect. Thank you, Ed. So Ed, as I said before, is in charge of all the certification process of our Solo Pro A, Solo Pro G1, our full motions that are going to be certified in the future as well. Also creating a flight sim lab that Ed, if you want to come and over and
This
explain.
is working? Yeah, I'll answer over here also. In addition to these, we're going to certify the on-top Duo and the other simulators, other ATDs that we have. We're going to continue to certify all of the others as we progress. On the West Coast, I run a college, 2-year college program, and with this equipment in the Los Angeles Basin area, it's John Wayne Airport, Long Beach Airport, some of the busiest areas. We have been already for the past 15 years, and most recently getting pilots certified at the minimum FAA of 40 hours. They spend 30 to 40 hours on these machines. They learn everything. They learn how to fly. And then when they go out to the real aircraft, they already know what they're doing. They just apply what they have learned. And therefore, we're very consistent in getting them through at the lowest flight time available. In addition to the college, I have I'm going to have, three Solo A's, 1 G1, a Solo Airliner, and the on-top Duo at the college. Then at the airport, we're going to have a Solo A and a Solo G1 at the Long Beach Airport starting there, and then hopefully at the John Wayne Airport, we'll have a similar complement. So that's going to be open year-round. At the college, we go with the specific terms that we go, and then it closes, so we can't use it and really show it to the public. But at the airport, we will be able to do that for anybody that is interested. Not only to come and see them and to purchase them, but also to potentially fly them and stay current and keep yourself up to the highest standards as possible.
Perfect. Exactly like Ed was saying. In this case, these are some pictures from the latest on-top Duo that has been sent to Cyprus with its standby, gorgeous, beautiful new pedestal with its TQ6. As I said, from these full motion professional simulators, we got the flight controls and took them out for the community, for the enthusiast community, but they come from a professional side. And what we like is to create personalized simulators, right? So in this case, you can choose from different cockpit configurations. In this case, the Duo MEG standby is the one that is going right now to Cyprus, but we have the analog M20J, we have a Cessna 172-182, which is like the real thing, and other cockpit configurations as well. We always receive inputs from potential clients who say, I like the options, but I'd like something else. I'd like to put, instead of a GNS 530, I'd like to put a 430, 750. We're open to everything, to all comments, and then you'll have to convince the technical department. and Bera will say, well, Oscar, okay, we'll do that. He always says yes to everything. I'd like to say a huge thank you to the guys there in Barcelona, in this case, 3 of our engineers working and preparing for the show and for some clients. Our premises are 30 minutes from Barcelona city. And that's where everything is born. And to finish, I'd like, before some questions for anyone here, I'd like to show you a render of what our showroom in Tampa is going to look like. We've already started with everything, but half of the showroom is now in the stand, except for the on-top Duo. So this is how it's going to look like. This is going to be our showroom in Tampa. The Jetline system, next to our Jetline Systems offices, who are our distributors here. And yeah, this is what it's going to look like. I invite you everyone to come over, and basically that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. Flight simulation is expanding, it's going different ways, but we think that any way flight simulation is going, there's always going to be an interface between us, the human pilots, and the software. and that's where the hardware is, and that's where we want to be, and where Virtualfly is going to be. So thank you for your attention, and go ahead with any questions. Hard to see. Any questions out there? Okay, go ahead. So the question is, how long is the certification process? Okay.
I think it's been about a year and a half. You create a QAG, which is a qualification guide. I forget what, aviation guide, something like that. So it's a matter of putting all of the requirements or all the specifications, all of the descriptions, and submit it to the FAA. They view it and give us back feedback. We make the changes. We go back and forth on the QAG multiple times, get it just right. Then we finally, get them out. Usually, 2 FAA inspectors will come out, and they'll put the machines through their paces. A lot of work, a lot of testing, and so they really make sure that it's reacting like a real airplane. They don't take it lightly, and of course, they're always going to find something. Even if it's really small, they're going to find something, and then you go back and you fix all of those items, and you do it again. So it takes a little, it takes a while, but it creates an excellent machine. So, yes, sir. That's one of the things that we discuss a lot. And the night before we went for certification, Windows came up with an update. Horrible. We had so many problems that day, but luckily through Jetline and their experience, at lunchtime, all of the issues that we found, the FAA went to lunch and we went to work and got everything all fixed. They came back, everything was running, better. But Windows Update will do that. So we have a couple of items that take, lock down the simulation, in essence, block any updates. And once we find the solutions or make sure the updates are good, then we go ahead and implement it to the machines that are out there. So it is a very strict process of controlling the Windows updates and anything like that. The FAA does not want you to be putting in add-ons and so forth. It's a certified machine, and it works the same all the time. So.
Any more questions, technical questions of our flight controls? You have here Peter that can answer. Okay, go ahead. I'll repeat the question when you say it. So it's more of the software of the G1000 and how do we change from one software to the other? How do we upgrade it? Yeah? Es pregunta sobre el tema del software de G1000. Com ho fem nosaltres per estar sempre a la última del G1000 a nivell de software? Per exemple, he dit una DA40 i hi ha molts canvis sempre amb el software. Com ho fem nosaltres per mantenir-nos? Suposo que amb el software que utilitzem o... So Peter responded that we're always in the hands of the software providers, in this case, the G1000 software providers. So our G1000 works with P3D, FSX, X-Plane, PC Trainer. In this case, for the DA40, we are in the hands of Flight One Tech. So in that case, we're in the hands of the softwares that or the updates that they provide, and the other providers like Mindstar, Flight One Tech, and I know a few others that are coming out with G1000 softwares. And I don't know if that's the answer, but we are a little bit. We create the hardware, and we create the hardware to be able to use with any software out there, any developer, yeah, Flight One Tech, Mindstar, etc. And we try to adapt to that.
Can I mention something also? On the certified AATDs or ATDs, we're locked down to any changes. We have to notify the FAA and so forth. On the ones that are not certified, then they can be upgraded, and depending on the G1000 software, which they have quite a few different versions, you're flexible with the providers that provide that particular software. And those are, of course, much more flexible, but the certified ones, we stayed locked down to what the FAA allows us to do.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes, I think, for more questions. I don't know if you have any other ones, or we wrap it up here. Okay, well, thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you at our booth 806. Nothing else. See you around.
Thank you. If you'd like more information, you can also go on the websites, either the Virtual Fly website, Jetline website, or Virtual Fly North America. I think it's hyphen North America, Virtual Fly. And at the Cypress College Flight Training, you can see our program over there and how we're being successful in taking this simulation and hobbyist type stuff and producing pilots out there, very, very capable pilots. So Cypress College Flight Training.com or on Instagram, Cypress College Flight Training.
Exactly. And for Virtual Fly, if you want to go to virtual-fly.com, or any question, info@virtual-fly.com. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.